The Buffalo Bills just signed Darius Slay. They just acquired him off the waiver wire. We know that the Steelers had him like a day ago, but they departed ways. Everyone was saying, oh, he's going to go back to the Eagles. That was a really easy addition for the Eagles at this point in the season. But no, Brandon Beane acquired Darius Slay off the waivers. There's a couple things with this. My instant reaction is this. This is a very low risk move. He's a cornerback for veteran insurance with upside. We know his historic moniker of being big play Slay, not a change, not a major change for this team, not a cornerback one, cornerback two move, but really maybe with Trey White or behind Trey White, a guy who's going to be on the back end that's going to help us in a lot of different ways. Just instantly, what's your reaction? What do you think about this? Are you a big fan of this sort of move? It's going to be interesting to see the roster or the roster moves associated with this. But again, what this does at this point in the season, as we're making that playoff push, we're in the hunt. We still want the division. This gives us a strengthened secondary, especially because Darius Slay can play all over the back end of the field. And again, without Maxwell Hairston and even Christian Benford and Trey White, like beyond those three guys, who else really is there? I've got Hancock, we've got Cole Bishop, but again, this is a great guy at a very volatile position on our roster throughout the year. Again, big play Slay isn't maybe 25 years old anymore, but he's still smart. He's physical. He's still a very good tackler, Bills Mafia. He's scheme versatile. He's experienced in playoff football. Even on the video or even on the thumbnail, he was a captain for the Eagles on the Super Bowl run. Again, and that matters a lot for a team that is absolutely has aspirations to go and win it. Again, where does this guy fit in? A couple things. Rotational veteran, that's number one. He's a rotational veteran, dime specialist, a defensive formation that we've actually struggled with this year. We'll see what this does for Teron Johnson. But again, behind Trey White, Benford, and even Hairston, this is going to be a guy for the rest of the year that gives us versatility and extended amounts of health. Likely he's going to be, again, in those dime packages, which the Buffalo Bills play about 20 or 30% of the time. Again, it allows, Slay to move into a McDermott system or a Babbage system that plays a lot of zone defense. He's going to be able to get in and out of any situation necessary down the stretch. We are massively bolstering our pass defense going down the stretch. And even matchup specific, this guy is going to be very good against teams wide receiver twos, wide receiver threes at this point in his career. But again, an emergency cornerback when you need him. His role is not going to be come in and shut down Jamar Chase this upcoming week against the Bengals. But you know what? That T. Higgins or even their Andre Yosevas or whoever their third wide receiver is right now, this is a great matchup for Darius Slay. Let's see how quickly he gets in and learns the lingo. But regardless, he is a qualified Pro Bowler. I think he's a former All-Pro. But again, why does Darius Slay make sense right now? Well, he's not a major cap hit. We didn't have to give up any capital. We pick him up off the waivers. But again, he's still a very high IQ player. He's smart. He's a scheme fit because he's scheme versatile, right? Even though he's had a rough year, he's had like a 58 PFF grade. His tackling, again, has still been solid this year. And on the back end, that really matters to me. His run defense has been improved. He had a mid-70s grade recently against the Bears. And again, his early metrics showed that he can still play in longer stretches. He can play a lot of snaps. But again, Buffalo does not need him to be elite. They don't need him to play even 60% of the snaps, and not right now at least. But again, he can come in, he can continue to stabilize the room. And with a guy like Hairston, and even with Benford, who, just got his second contract, but is still a younger guy, this is a very, very wise addition at this point in the season. Darius Slay brings 176 career starts, Super Bowl experience, captain level character. He can communicate zone for the zone defense as needed. He can help call things out as needed. Again, that is absolute gold in December and January. This is amazing value. I'm excited. But again, this is the exact type of mid-season addition you want Brandon Beane to make. Low risk, high reward, low cost. a veteran plug-in, raises the floor. And guess what? He didn't even play in Carolina, right? Playoff focused, not headline focused even in that. But again, you cannot win the AFC at this point with this defense and roster unless you have cornerback depth. And I believe the Buffalo Bills just stole a great one from the league. And this is really, really good news. Again, what does it mean further for the 2025 Buffalo Bills playoff push? The defense just got more flexible, as I've already stated a couple times. Dime packages, disguise coverages, rotate defensive backs on particular matchups. Again, reduce stress on Benford and Hairston in key matchups. Give them less. We talk about this all the time with the front seven of the defensive line. This is going to open up more and more flexibility for the team and rest, which means higher levels of play from our cornerback room. And again, something very underrated, I believe, about Darius Slay, just reading about him and knowing about him from even his time in Detroit. This is a great locker room guy with a lot of grit, with a lot of fire, with a lot of energy. And you know what? This man has won a Super Bowl. He plays in the biggest moments, and that's exactly what we want to do. The Buffalo Bills are pushing some chips in right here. But again, the margin for error in our cornerback room just increased. One injury can, wreck a cornerback room in a playoff run. But you know what? We just added a solid veteran stalwart who's been around the league for a decade. He's very good. He doesn't need to be, a 25-year-old Darius Slay, but if he can give the Buffalo Bills 15 to 25 good snaps per game, that's exactly what you want in December. Again, the value of this move cannot be understated at this point in the season. I give it a B+, A- type grade, given the cost and the need and even the experience. This is a near perfect value signing. If he was younger, it would have been even better. But I tell you what, even if Slay is merely average, he stabilizes the room and gives the Bills more flexibility, more, even value on the back end of the defense. In a smaller role, he can absolutely excel. This is really exciting. I'm just sitting here kind of blown away. I didn't expect Brandon Beane to sign him. Frankly, I was just kind of waiting for the Eagles to pick him up off the waivers. I have no idea why they didn't do it. What are your reactions, Bills Mafia? What are you thinking right now as a result of this move? I'm excited about it. This is going to be a very key addition, especially on this week where we're going against the Bengals. And, I think there's a lot to think about, a lot to say. Maybe a couple other quick things here. Just, this practice report came out after. There was nothing that changed from what Sean McDermott said in the press conference comparatively to this, though there is one thing that I'm a little concerned about right here. We remember that Dalton Kincaid hurt his hamstring, and on the practice report the last really 2 weeks, it's been a hamstring injury, but he did just pop up with a knee injury. Why do our players keep getting hurt in practice and when they're not out there playing games? We don't know. I'm going to figure out more about that tonight and get some more information to you guys tomorrow. But in all of this, I am so pumped. I'm so excited. Yeah, if you haven't joined our community yet, again, my name is Colin. This is Crack the Table. We're all Bills, no breaks, breaking down Buffalo Bills content every single day. What a joy that we get breaking news on this Wednesday night. Have a great evening. God bless. Go Bills.